Get down!
Oh, sh**.
You bitch!
There you are walking down the street trying to get yourself a late night hot dog when someone from Big Salad smokes you. Things begin to fade to black, but hold on. We got an ambulance on the way. The average US ambulance takes about 7 minutes to arrive after a call. We're gonna see how long this one takes.
Here we go!
Okay. A minute and some change until the medic got to your body. Not too shabby. I'm really impressed with their work here. Gabriel and Troy of Dispatch Team Los Santos were impeded by pedestrians crossing, but they were aware of the immediacy of your situation and persevered. Then they realized you were frighteningly close to the curb and at risk of being hit by an unsuspecting vehicle, so they used their ambulance to move you to safety. Finally, seeing your condition, they used a nearby traffic light to apply pressure to your wounds. Medic Troy then instantly leaps from the vehicle to take a rapid response nap so that he's prepared to treat you accordingly. While Gabriel approaches you, Troy then completes step 7 of his training, ensuring that the ambulance door still works. With lightning speed and the precision of a veteran eye, Gabriel notes that you are, in fact, dead, despite their efforts. Finally, with the brave soldiers that they are, seeing a local begin to panic and assault a nearby wall, the paramedics vanish, leaving you and the ambulance behind. That was great decision making because things were just about to get dangerous. nvRanger & Co. received a call from Weasel News. They want us to inspect all of the ambulance and emergency medical services available around the world to see which is best and whether or not they've been getting worse. We're going to look at the main set. OG Liberty City circa 2001, Vice City back in 86, San Andreas in 92, then back in Liberty City in 2008, back to San Andreas in 2013, and finally back to Vice City. Huh? Oh, we don't got that one. The top-ranked department gets a bonus on behalf of Weasel News, and the losing one gets a visit from the baseball bat crew. Let's just say they're going to need their own services. Let's actually get things cracking in 2013's Los Santos, and by things I mean bones. How does our most modern medical system work? The emergency one. I'm not going to a hospital. You're rolling through the streets doing your thing again, then life hits you in the form of a bus. Don't worry though, you live in a society. Someone will help you. Someone will help you. All right, we're gonna see another response time for this one. Yeah, nobody's coming. You see, in the modern medical climate, response teams can't waste time on a single patient. They only operate under efficient circumstances where 2 or more individuals are downed. Point being, if you're gonna get hit by a bus, make sure to grab the closest person to you and hold on very tightly. Don't let them escape. We tested each city's response time and gave them a fair shake over 5 responses to get their average time, and then tested many more responses for different aspects of their performance. In 2013's Los Santos, the average ambulance response time was just over a minute. Whether that's good or not remains to be seen based on how the others stack up. It's not just about speed though. What do they do when they get to you? Let's see these seasoned professionals in action.
We should have gotten here faster.
This sucks.
This one's gonna be tough.
Can't let it slow me down.
We did
So
everything
much for
by
lowering
the
the murder rate.
I've been hearing them for a minute now. I can hear them. What's going on? They're leaving. They're actually just leaving. I have patients over here. Hello? Wow. Truth is, the ambulance isn't going to save you in Los Santos. That's why you need today's sponsor, ZocDoc. ZocDoc is not for emergencies, and it isn't healthcare itself. It streamlines the process of getting you healthcare. ZocDoc is a free website where you can search and compare in-network doctors and filter by who takes your insurance, who's close to you, and who has appointments that fit your schedule. You can read through a doctor's patient reviews to see what others have experienced before you actually make a choice. They have over 150,000 providers across all 50 states, covering more than 200 specialties from primary care and dentistry to dermatology and eye care. I've had some health issues pop up recently and had to make some cardiology appointments. Having some heart-related issues is stressful enough, so having ZocDoc on hand to help me make a quick appointment has been pretty big. It's genuinely easy to just pull up the website, look through a filtered list of doctors, and set up an appointment. I'm generally pretty bad about this sort of thing, but I've used ZocDoc quite a bit this year, and it's been handy. I've gotten appointments with multiple specialists in the matter of a couple of days, both in-person and video visits. That's relieving when you're dealing with a health-related issue. Just quick, easy, and done with it. You can see real-time availability and schedule instantly. No phone calls required. So if you've been putting off making an appointment, it's time to stop delaying and start getting the care you need. Please take care of yourself. Go ahead and follow my link in the pinned comment or the description at ZocDoc.com/nvRanger to book an appointment. Thanks for ZocDoc for sponsoring this video and helping us take better care of our health. So the paramedics of LS13 can't actually save you. Or they won't. Whether they're capable or not is beyond me, but regardless, when you need them most, they will always fail you. Consistency. Truth is, they don't do anything but take down some notes and wallow in self-pity. Come with me. It's time to hop in the company time machine. We're going back to Liberty City in 2001. Okay, so it seems the strict policy of not saving a lone victim still applies here. They will not show up unless at least 2 people are down. The problem with this is back in 2001, people evaporated much quicker. These paramedics are on a serious clock to get to their patients before they become one with the clouds. I'm sure we all know how taxis can get in Liberty City, so you have to have a robust emergency medical system ready to go. Robust. Okay, look at these rock stars. LCO1 got there much quicker than the LS13 team, but unfortunately they were hypnotized by a couple of street wizards and their patients evaporated. Let's give them a redo. Performance anxiety got the best of them. This time we'll keep things fair and do a park shooting on a set of twins instead because street wizards are banished from these lands. Look at that, about 18 seconds to get to their patients, and the paramedics of Liberty City in 2001 are necromancers. This is a fascinating discovery. Not only are they significantly faster than LS13, but they can actually save people. Better yet, their average response time is 17.54 seconds compared to the minute-plus response time of LS13. They never even actually put patients in their ambulance. So I'm not sure why they don't just ride around in a smaller, more agile car, but they're doing their thing. On top of that, if you get violent around LS13, they're out of there. They do not get paid enough to hang around taking notes when the bullets start flying. On the other hand, LCO1's units are not only necromancers, but they have the brave trait. They don't run from anything. I've seen these heroes get killed, revived by a partner, and get back to work no problem. Imagine dying on the job, getting revived, and then going straight back to work. LCO1 easily goes above LS13 because they show up more often, they're faster, and they actually save people. Now, it's time to get back in the time machine and head to Vice City. This time, we're going to be looking at VC86. People are rollerblading all over the place down here, and that gets dangerous. You could easily trip over and split your chin. Vice City's elite VC86 squad of necromancers are operating at a very comparable rate to LCO1, coming in around the 17 to 18 second mark on their premier test and averaging almost a whole second faster than LC1 overall. LCO1. It's not LC1, it's LCO1, I'm sorry. Very impressive work. They can revive people just the same and don't bother even loading patients into their ambulance. Their powers are a bit limited though. As we noticed, they can't or won't try and bring a victim back who has been rendered headless. Things were different in '86. Just keep in mind, they do not do beach calls, so don't be rollerblading out there. And this team, like the others, won't be coming to save a lone patient. That remains consistent across time and location. Just like LCO1, sometimes they get hung up on stuff. I noticed one of the two paramedics often getting stuck on the back of their vehicle. Another reason they should switch to something smaller. And just like LCO1, these guys don't run from nearby violence. Both squads are always down for a scrap. Through our audit of VC86, they are a bit less consistent at showing up than LCO1. It's a close call, but for that reason, we're gonna place them in second place for now. You didn't see it, but I hit you with a non-consensual time travel. We're back in San Andreas taking a look at the SA-92 team. I'm gonna be upfront here. I am incredibly disappointed with this squad. They're terrible, just horrific. I can't believe another LS-based team is dropping the ball like this. They almost never show up, displaying that they have the absent father attribute. Who cares if they can save you and what their average response time is if they don't even bother responding in the first place? They left you on the pavement to go get some milk and cigs. By 2013, this team does a much better job at just being there. At the very least, SA-92 does maintain the Necromancer trait, which they lost by 2013. Probably budget cuts. Neither have the Brave trait. City of cowards. Anyway, down to business. It's hot in this place. You might catch on fire. Let's see if SA-92 can get to you before the barbecue. Yeah, forget needing help if you're alone. They might just not show up to the worst traffic incident in the last decade. All right, we gotta keep our patience. Let's try again. This time we have a major slip near downtown. They actually showed up this time. They're here. And they're too late. Are you serious? This is unacceptable. If you live in a world with human evaporation, you goddamn act like it. We did finally get enough data to get their average response time when they actually show up and make it to their patients, and it's surprisingly not too bad at just over 25 seconds. The problem is, evaporation time is very close to that, so despite being faster than LS-13, it's just not good enough. Through our rigorous auditing of their methods, I did discover that they do not have a staffing issue, so don't be giving them that excuse. They will essentially come in endless waves to save their own. Even if the situation threat level is guy in the hood with an RPG, this actually counts against them in my book because they clearly have the manpower to do their job effectively, but then just don't. They just don't do it. But then they'll roll out the red carpet to save themselves. While other squads display selflessness, SA-92 displays selfishness. They go into fourth place in our current standings, but they can still drop lower. Now it's time for another jump to our final squad. We have to go back to Liberty City, but this time in 2008. Did they get better or worse? Word on the street might have you thinking LCO8 is the best in the biz. There's a reason for that. Yes, but that reason is nonsense, and I'm going to show you why. Yeah, this isn't the only instance of this. All right, I've been hearing this thing ringing for a while now. I'm starting to lose my mind. What's going on? You have got to be kidding me. In fact, I'd just call it a feature of LCO8. If you thought SA-92 was bad about showing up, good lord, is LCO8 atrocious? What has happened to this department since '01? In a mere 7 years, they have completely fallen off. But hold on, they do have one thing every other department doesn't. Take a look. So By 2008, human evaporation isn't what it used to be. That's good because this squad has the worst average response time of any of the squads, just under 1 minute and 15 seconds. Unlike LS-13, they have maintained the Necromancer ability. Though it has weakened, it only works on those who are technically still alive, so never mind. But they can at least help people, and boy, are they passionate.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. Don't you fucking die on me. Stay with me. Stay with me. I'll have you better in no time.
Thing is, when they do get someone back on their feet, they guide them to their ambulance. That's huge and very new. No other squad is capable of such a feat. Putting somebody in their ambulance. Watch them in action here try to place 2 patients in the back of their vehicle. Luckily, there's lots of room. LC08 has a strict policy of only 1 patient per vehicle. It's not about saving a life, it's about having standards. Maybe social distancing. They don't come for just 1 person, though. They'll never just come for 1 patient. In defense of this team, LC traffic has gotten much worse since 2001. In offense of this team, the driver is incapable of navigating it, which is a damn shame because this squad only allows 1 paramedic to treat victims. The other stays in the driver's seat at all times. They're the only squad with a dedicated driver, and they are the worst drivers by far. I hate this team. It's personal. Working with them was a nightmare because, again, they just don't show up. They're worse than SA-92 about that. Yes, they can help people, but probably do more damage in the process, and even when they get people into their vehicles to aid them, they just end up stuck most of the time. Like, thank God, instead of dying with the sun on my face and a cool breeze in the air, I get to die alone in the back of a metal box. They don't have the necromancy trait, they don't have the brave trait, they definitely have the absent father trait, and they're absolutely going into last place. I don't care that LS-13 can't actually save anyone. SA-92 and LC-08 are just abysmal. When it comes to being a paramedic, it's the thought that counts, just like sending grandma a card on her birthday. She doesn't care about your shitty card. She's just glad you thought of her. That's what I know we all think when we're dying on the pavement. At least someone came. At least someone showed up. Okay, so who's getting the Weasel bonus and who's getting a visit from the baseball bat crew? They're hiring, by the way. No surprise, LC-01 gets first. It's reliable, revivable, and fast. You go down in this city at this time, there's a good chance you're getting back up. VC-86 is a close second. It's faster, but a little less reliable. Still got a decent chance of survival. LS-13 is in third, basically on a participation trophy. Sometimes everything is about expectation. You know, if you hit the deck here, you're done for, but at least you know someone's coming to check in. SA-92 has the ability to be great, unrealized potential, but the motivation of a dead slug. Imagine dropping to the concrete and thinking there's a 1 in 100 chance someone is coming to save you. But if they just gave a damn, you'd have a 100% chance of living. The little hint of hope they leave you with is pure cruelty. And finally, in last place, mostly because it pissed me off, LC-08. In some ways, it's the most advanced, but in all ways, I hate it. It's the least reliable. To give you context, it probably took more time to complete their assessment than it took to do all of the rest combined. When they get a visit from that BBC, I hope it hurts, and I'm glad they have to rely on their useless-ass department for treatment. Let's go a little further than the BBC, though. Vice City, San Andreas, and Liberty City in 01 all accepted freelance workers. You can hop in any ambulance and go rescue some people to earn some cash and do a good deed. I decided to spend some time with the VC-86 department, and it was a slog. No wonder some of these departments don't show up. It's a non-stop wave of ketchup leakers. They put you through a 12-round gauntlet that gets more cumbersome with each go. They don't assign you a partner either, which means you're on your own, and they don't give you the secrets to their necromancy, so the patients have to actually hop in the ambulance and go to the hospital this time. They're probably disappointed when they see you, like, oh man, not this guy. You can only carry 3 at a time, and if you fail, they make you start all the way over. The pay is decent, though. It's really something of an endurance test because you have to do all 12 sessions in one go, and each one is going to be longer than the previous. And for some reason, all the morons, patients, no I don't, morons, are ambulance magnets and can't help but try and shove themselves up under your vehicle, which will kill them, or it can, and then end your run. Not to mention, your ambulance has the stability of a one-legged chair if you get near a hill. This was an opportunity only offered by those first 3 departments, as for some reason LCO8 and LS13 canceled the freelance paramedic programs. FPP for short. Maybe this is why SA92 fell off and the program was canceled after that. The departments realized they could outsource their labor to people who had no idea what they were doing. Okay, pulling back the curtain a bit, we actually watch the system progressively get more realistic at the expense of functionality. GTA 3 and Vice City are very similar. You'd be hard-pressed to find substantive differences between the two systems. San Andreas isn't far off either, but the paramedics will actually run from violence. In practice, this is worse for the people, but it makes the system feel more real or reactive, at least. Then when you get to GTA 4, it's a whole different ballgame. It's the only entry that gives the NPCs this downed versus dead system. If an NPC is fully killed, they can't get back up. But if they're in this sort of wriggling, writhing state on the ground, a medic can get them up and guide them to the back of their ambulance. The only thing is, as we saw before, only one patient can actually enter the vehicle. So when the second patient gets in, the first just pops out and hobbles off into the city. Okay, there's something about this system that was slightly off-putting. I don't know why it was removed from 5, but while doing testing, watching NPCs in pain on the ground and shooting them again if they tried to hobble away felt a little, it felt a little strange. Maybe I'm getting soft in my old age, but I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped that element from 5 because 1, it's kind of broken, and 2, it's a little dark. Not that there aren't dark things in 5, but there's going on shooting sprees and then there's playing with your food. I'm not saying it shouldn't exist. I'm just saying from the perspective of someone making a world and system like this, there's a fine line between your NPC Torture Town being funny and engaging and just leaning over into like downright sadistic weirdness. I think we can all enjoy a bit of that, but when you're doing what I'm doing for these tests, it's hard to not think like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Even more than usual. I was also curious if the ambulances of any of the worlds actually went back to a hospital. I didn't expect them to, but whether or not they pick up a patient, where are they going afterwards? I got the departments to agree to a ride along by letting me hang out on the roof to save space that they're always using. They all have some things in common. They drive like maniacs, they run people over, and they rear-end other cars like it's a competition. Taking out light poles scores bonus points, and none of them actually go to hospitals. Surprise, surprise. They essentially just merge back into the normal flow of traffic. You're not meant to follow them. In fact, GTA 5 would routinely crash if I followed the vehicles for too long, like the game was telling me to get off its back. Normally, in 4 and 5, the ragdoll system would actually throw you off of the vehicles. It seems the drivers deliberately tried to throw you off to prevent you from doing it, but I've got iron ankles and a no ragdoll setting on my trainer. All of the other testing was done on the OG trilogy for the first 3, but I decided to see if the definitive edition, which I've heard you all love so much, changed things at all. And it just completely broke Vice City's system. It just broke it. And also it wasn't too different in the other 2, so there's that. Except in GTA 3's version. I actually had a great time. Normal test, downed 4 suckers in the streets, ambulance rolls up with medics, Bill and partner, who save 3 and then just leave the 4th. Poor guy. Then came the ride along. They did their thing, ramming into cars and hitting people, but if they killed the person they ran over, they would hop out and actually save them, which is funny and robust. Now, if you're familiar with Liberty City back in '01, the gang warfare was no joke. Right on this street here, you have an intersection of Diablo and Mafia territory. I'm not sure if it was the increased spawn rates of NPCs or what, but this created the greatest ambulance experience I had. So the fighting is happening as we arrive, bodies are hitting the floor, and another ambulance appears. So now LCO1 is a 4-man squad, and they got to work. Every time a ganger got downed, every time a gang member got downed, they rushed to revive them. Didn't matter whose side it was. They just kept doing their job, which just led to the gangers getting back up and fighting more, which led to more deaths, which led to the paramedics reviving them. Then, all of a sudden, the casual NPCs are getting bunched into the scuffle and start fighting, including taking shots at the medics. We all know LCO1 medics ain't bitches though, so they start giving it back. They're also getting killed, but the other medics rush to pick them up. And as soon as they get revived, they get back to reviving other people. This is just like we're stuck in purgatory here. Every once in a while, they get tired and take a rest. Understandable. Sometimes walls would confuse them. But then suddenly, some random lady starts putting hands on a cop who gets saved by a Diablo, scoring a 3-piece with an aluminum bat, including taking out Bill. Partner revives him, and as soon as he's back on his feet, he slimes out the Diablo who hit him. That Diablo gets back up and starts swinging the bat again, but then the cop, trying to get one back on the lady who started shit with him, accidentally sleeps Bill, just knocks him out, hit him with 2 clean shots, and shoves his head in the wall. For some reason, the lady watched this happen and thought, I want a piece of that action, and gets herself knocked out. Bill might have been missing teeth at this point, but you don't need teeth to do black magic, and he brings her back to life. Shortly after this, Bill just couldn't do it anymore. Something in him just snapped. Bodies are still dropping all around him, but he just started walking up the street, away from Partner, and away from his vehicle. He must have woke back up and got back into the action, started to save lives again. He seemed reinvigorated. He squared up with a Diablo, but they were both exhausted, standing in a pool of blood. Before the Diablo could catch his breath, Bill just walked away again. Fighting still all around him, the violence was moving up the street, the war spreading through the city like a wildfire. Partner was left on his own. Before I knew it, I turned around and Bill had vanished into the city, becoming one with the crowds. Partner, on the other hand, kept fighting to save lives, doing all he could. He revived Diablo dead in the streets, but as soon as they got up, a mafia guy started blasting, and Partner got caught in the crossfire. He dropped to the ground, right in the middle of traffic, but this time, no one was there to save him. A Jeep rear-ends a mafia car. They both roll over Partner's body, followed by the rest of the city, just driving over this hero fallen in the line of duty. A thankless job. Partner, the hero we needed, but not the one we deserved.
suspect on foot.